Once again, folks, thanks, and thanks to those of you that have introduced yourself in the chat. That's great. We're going to wait just a moment or two for in case others are going to join us. I do see that there are some people still joining. So again, please introduce yourself in the chat while we're waiting for others to join and get started here. All right, I see we're still getting a few people joining. We're going to wait just a moment or two longer, and please go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat, and we will start momentarily here. Looks like things are starting to slow down on people joining. Okay. Just to be respectful of everyone's time, I know that we all have very busy schedules, so we're going to go ahead and get started now. I'll introduce a couple of folks besides myself. My name is Greg Kruzikowski. I am heading up this meeting. And I have some backup from Carolyn Eckrich, who is overseeing this revision of our State Wildlife Action Plan. And Jessica Watson is also joining us. And like myself, she tells me that marine things make her heart sing. So. All right. All right. Go ahead, Jessica. Our next slide, please. So today's meeting is about Oregon State Wildlife Action Plan. This is the technical review meeting that is focusing on nearshore marine and estuarine habitats. And go ahead with the next slide, please. So this is a plan for what we plan to do today. Basically, we're going to, we're welcoming you and setting the stage for what we're going to do today. We're going to focus on the nearshore marine and estuarine habitats. And then we'll go over our the type of technical support that we're requesting, and we'll show you a little bit about how to provide that feedback and some of the next steps in the process for our swap revision. So next slide, please. So this is basically some of our discussion agreements. First of all, we did start a recording, and we are recording the presentation portion of this meeting, but we're not going to record the entire meeting. We want to open it up for discussion, and we'll stop the recording when we do that. And here are some of the ground rules that are laid out for our discussion. You want to be curious, you want to be open, and of course, be respectful. All ideas that people have are valid, and there are differences of opinion. That's natural, and it's actually very useful. We want you to speak from your own personal experience and things that you specifically know about. All are responsible for this process. and everyone gets to participate. So, part of being respectful is being aware of your airtime and not necessarily dominating. Um, we need to respect the confidentiality of people when that's appropriate and make sure that everyone's able to contribute. Um, of course, we want to respect each other's opinions, even and especially if you don't agree with them. Be conscious of time and respect the role of the facilitator to manage the time. So, okay, let's move to the next slide, please.
1 second, Greg. I think we're having some issues with people being able to see the slides, so I just want to do a
Oh,
quick check.
okay. All right.
Kent and Kyle, are you able to see the slides now? Feel free.
I can't, but I'm not sure if it's just my computer or not.
Okay.
Oh, I see like the icons for people's names, but a black screen.
Okay.
Oh.
Let me try one more time. I'm going to stop sharing and try sharing a different way.
Now I can, thank you.
Okay. So everyone can see now?
I can see it.
Perfect. Thanks all.
Thank you. Thanks, Jessica. Okay, so this is an overview of what we're planning to do today, right? So the content of the habitats section is online, and it has been for about a week now. So hopefully you guys have had a chance to look it over. That, if you have, that will certainly facilitate our discussion today. It includes, all of the habitat sections that were in the nearshore strategy that have been modified slightly, but also we've updated it, to include this conservation overview, limiting factors, recommended approaches, and so what we want to know is, are there additional resources or data gaps that we have perhaps missed? Next slide, please. So again, there are 7 sections in this habitat content for the nearshore. First, we place the marine habitat in its oceanographic context, and we utilize the CMEX system, which is a national standard for describing marine and estuarine habitats, and it's a whole system there. And so we break it down into the neritic or the open water portion, the subtidal soft bottom portion, the rocky subtidal portion, sandy beaches, and the rocky intertidal and estuaries. And then we have added the conservation overview, limiting factors, and recommended approaches. And we've done that as part of the integration process. That's the way that the other key habitat sections are have. And so we wanted to do that in the same way. So next slide, please. So this is what the pages look like, and this is just an example, taken from the oceanographic context. And so what we would like you to do is, of course, read the document and then submit comments. And the way that we would like you to submit those comments is to include both the page number and the line numbers. And the reason that we're asking for both the page number and the line numbers is because the document has lots of different sections to it in the way that it's structured in Word, which is how it was created, and it worked best to just have the page number and then every page start with at line 1. So that's why we need both the page number and the particular line numbers, and they're highlighted where you'll find those in blue there. And the idea is that you can suggest peer-reviewed references to support your comments and suggestions. So, and next slide, please. So we have made some significant updates to the section. We revised, it to, as I mentioned before, to mirror the other key habitat sections by adding that conservation overview, the limiting factors and recommended approaches. We've also put in placeholders for cross-references to various KCIs that are important for the nearshore and the nearshore recommendations, which is was a portion of the old nearshore strategy portion of the SWAP. And all of the resource and references section, that's being updated and integrated with all of the references that are in the SWAP. So we don't have those on the individual pages. So that's essentially what we would like you to do, is to review all of this content and provide us with your comments and feedback. Next slide, please. So a few things to consider as you're going through. Are the habitat sections accurate, and are they complete? Is there additional information that should be added to the conservation overview? Are there limiting factors that need additional updates? Is there anything that we have left out? Next slide, please. I think you went one too far. There we go. Oh, no, I guess not. Okay, sorry. Next slide. So we have noted that there are some trends in the habitat, and there are several trends that have been noted in recent literature. Our oceans are continuing to warm, and this is, especially the surface waters. The warm extremes and extreme events are becoming more frequent, and cold extremes are becoming less frequent. Ocean acidification continues to increase, and hypoxia is widespread and increasing in our marine environment. And these are things that we have seen. We've got, very specific information that was provided in some of the literature that we're citing. For example, the projection suggests that the sea surface temperatures late in this century will be warmer than the warmest year during the whole 1976 to 2005 timeframe. And we've got a number of different papers that will be included in the references that show some of the things that I have here on this slide. So, all right, next slide, please. So again, the technical support that we're asking you to do is to help us review the content of the habitat descriptions, the conservation needs, the limiting factors, and the recommended approaches. When you submit your comments, it will be most helpful if you can include peer-reviewed references and resources that back up your suggestions. And of course, identify any significant data gaps that might be in the document itself. So go ahead, next slide, please. So to assist you with your reviews, we have these online feedback forms. And so you can then go in there and say which section you are reviewing, and again, so that you can directly put in the line number and page number references that you're providing specific feedback on, and please provide your comments and supporting references in the next 10 days. Now, we have done this, sort of in an ongoing basis. This is, the last of our technical review meetings. And the 10-day time frame gives us time to incorporate this, all of your great feedback before we, put together the final document and get it together. So, and that's the website where you can find this this form and all of the previous meetings and recordings of those as well. So, and the documents. So, go ahead. Next slide, please. So, next steps. Obviously, we have saved, or maybe it's not obvious, but this is our last technical review meeting. And in my view, maybe we've saved the best for last. As I said, the marine environment makes my heart sing. The full draft of the text of the revised swap will be available prior to the August 15th commission meeting. And you'll be able to find it on the commission website. And I've provided that a link to that in this slide here. And of course, comments can go to the revision page or directly to the commission for that. Public comment can also be made at that meeting, and there are instructions as to how to do that. And it can be done in writing or verbally at the meeting itself. And of course, you can send us comments through the revision webpage, and that email address is provided there. And yeah, so that's, and you can sign up for updates there. And I'm sure that we will be providing, details on when the full swap is posted and that sort of thing. And with that, I think we can stop the recording now, and then